this is where it's going to differ a little bit from an Amazon seller to a Shopify seller. If you're an Amazon seller, you have to be doing PPC. A lot of the Amazon organic rankings now are based on how you're doing with paid rankings and paid PPC. If we're selling on Amazon, Amazon's basically put us in a situation where we have to use their PPC networks. Those who are not using Amazon PPC, and when I say PPC, I mean the sponsored product ad network, those who are not using that on Amazon will not be able to beat their competitors in general with organic ranking on their main keywords. So to drive organic ranking now, we have to do paid on Amazon. And we're even seeing now also that Amazon, previously we could get indexed for lots of different keywords on Amazon, which means, if I go search for, baby stroller on Amazon, that my product comes up. That means my product is indexed for the search term baby stroller. So we're even seeing now, Amazon used to be very keyword centric. The words that you used in your listing mattered very much as to what keywords you were being indexed for. Now we're seeing that you can actually influence keyword ranking through sponsored product ads. So again, the way to really get more visibility organically and get more reach organically on Amazon now is through the sponsored product network. So I think as a startup, you have to be doing Amazon PPC almost from the get-go, like 2, 3, 5 reviews, and however you get those reviews, that can be another conversation. But once you have those reviews, turn on the PPC, because even if you're breaking even on your PPC ads, you're still going to be making money on the organic sales that it drives, right? The organic ranking that it drives. So for an Amazon seller, we almost have to be doing PPC. And the good thing is with Amazon PPC, Amazon makes money off of us when they sell our products. So they don't just have to make money off of the PPC network. Take that and compare it to Facebook. Facebook, the only way they make money is off of these people clicking these ads, right? So for Facebook, they're going to have to charge an arm and a leg more than Amazon, because Amazon is making money on the back end as well. So what Amazon sellers, and there's a lot of my job, since I deal with Amazon sellers and Shopify sellers, there's a lot of confusion over like which business model should be implementing Facebook ads and paid advertising. So it's a great question, because the Amazon startup, it's so necessary. The Shopify startup and building your own platform, it is so damn expensive to go out and build your own platform and do the customer acquisition that in those types of businesses, you have to be much more careful with PPC. You're going to be starting with much lower budgets, and it's just more expensive in general. So yeah, I think with a Shopify startup, I'm going to be doing a lot more guerrilla marketing, a lot more of the YouTube influencer type of thing, and less of the paid thing. Whereas on Amazon, we can do paid right out of the gate because it's way cheaper. So we're probably going to be profitable even if we, only kind of sort of know what we're doing, and then we can get to profitability from there. And it's driving all the organic ranking as well. So I encourage, Amazon sellers, and if you're just starting out, this is going to scare you a little bit, but I encourage most Amazon sellers to try, run as much money as you can into every keyword you can until you're breaking even. I don't even want to make money from most of my PPC. I just wanted to drive sales velocity and sales volume so that it indexes me from more keywords. It gives me increased visibility across the entire organic network, right? So, but a little different for the Shopify startup, I think.
Say things are going well with Amazon ads, right? It's not uncommon to see this story. Seller introduces a product to the marketplace. They sell e-commerce. They sell on Shopify, and they sell on Amazon as well. Very common. They start up with Amazon. They make their first, few $1,000s a month, 3, 4, 5,000 in monthly revenue, with a combination of organic sales and ads on the Amazon platform. Things are going well. You're happy. You start coming home in a good mood after work because your side hustle's working well, and your wife's looking at you a little differently because you're selling all those products online, and then things start to cap out a little bit. You do hit this limit where your products are ranked on the second page and they can't quite break through to the first. Your ads are, you know, a certain selection of keywords that are working, but beyond that, you don't know what else to bid on. And if you bid on more stuff, your costs may go up, so your profitability goes down. And if you stay where you are, I mean, that's fine, but you know, life isn't moving forward quite as much as you'd like, and you're capped out. Here's some ideas for if you're capped out. Effectively, you want to check that not all of your sales are coming from your brand name. Sales from your brand name are important because sure, but you want to make sure that you're bidding on terms where, from an Amazon ads perspective, where you wouldn't have been getting sales otherwise. Expect your cost to be a little bit higher because you're entering an auction that's more competitive. But if you can win that term, a whole new world of traffic opens up for you, basically. The other thing is just to use all of the ad units that Amazon has available. So I'll list them all now pretty much, or more or less. So make sure you're running an automatic campaign on every ASIN that you have on an ASIN level, so ASIN specific. Make sure you have a manual campaign where all of the keywords are broad, a manual campaign where all the keywords are phrase, and a manual campaign where all the keywords are exact. Make sure that you have product targeting, category targeting, get brand registered, and then use sponsored brand ads. Use the Amazon store ads, and use DSP display ads if you can. That's roughly 10 variations of various ads, and 9 times out of 10, if we're looking at an Amazon account, the seller does not have all of these different types of ads multiplied by each ASIN that they offer to the market. And if you were to fill out all of that chart and you're still tapped out of options, you know, then let's talk. But until then, you know, that's a good roadmap and a way to think about it, where you can chart all the territory and get as much ad coverage as you can.
Is, you know, there's plenty of things that failed miserably. You know, I had, you know, I've done campaigns for products that I thought that I understood the audience well, and you know, you spend, I don't know, it's like $5,000 or $6,000 in advertising to learn, nope, I was wrong. I've got to go back and just reevaluate who the audience is for this product, and why, you know, maybe it's a case of the social media site wasn't appropriate for that kind of audience. I think most of it was my targeting was off. You know, on Amazon, it might be my keyword selection is off. But it's yeah, sometimes it can be an expensive lesson in order to learn what works, is to fail first.
And also when doing PPC campaigns, that's also really important because it's also connected to the keywords. A lot of people use like a lot of money when they kind of enter new market. There's like, here's a $10,000 like for these keywords and stuff, and then they just kind of stop like adding money. Like they just like add 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and then like 5th day it's like nothing, and then like maybe $10, 15,000 stuff. Amazon algorithm doesn't like when you like go like this. So you have to constantly just kind of pump the money into your campaigns, but like every day a little bit. So it's a constant growth. It can be $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, but you cannot have like ups and downs so extreme, and the algorithm is not going to rank you so good as well. That also affects listings and everything. So you really have to gradually build your way through your PPC campaigns, the marketing campaigns, because everybody starts a new market like super like excited and be like, I'm going to like give $20,000 in this campaign and stuff, but this is absolutely wrong.
Amazon ads, which, you know, not a lot of people know this, but search results on Amazon, a great number of them are sponsored. It's subtle. Amazon does about $8 billion a year in paid advertising. So and growing. It's going to hit 10, 11 in 2019. So they have no intention to stop the paid advertising on the Amazon platform. So you can get preferred placements both in the form of headline ads, which is just a little banner on top of Amazon search results, and sponsored products, which are amongst the search results and on pages 2, 3, 4. Also recently, you know, they've offered advertising options on other Amazon listings. So if you have a competitor that's just always been getting on your nerves all these years, this is your opportunity to hop directly onto their Amazon listing and start siphoning away some of the clicks. and of course, perfectly legal, perfectly fine. Amazon has sanctioned and completely programmed all of these functionalities into the ads platform. So why not? Why not have a little fun?
Amazon has the lowest cost per click and the lowest cost per conversion from what I've seen with Facebook ads and Google ads and LinkedIn ads and YouTube ads and every other ad out there. I've really found that in general, it tends to be that Amazon is the cheapest place to advertise, but it's the easiest place to max out your budget. And that's why people are watching videos like this, because they go, okay, yeah, I know my Amazon advertising is the best, but I can only spend $1,000 a month on it at a 16% ACOS.
Amazon PPC ads?
What I've seen with my own eyes is when you don't want to do giveaways, you don't want to use rebates and so on, and you just want to go with PPC. If you just want to go with that, it means that you're great in PPC. I know some people that are really great with PPC. I've met, most of the gurus in the space. I've told you I'm like a lot of years in the space. I've been to every mastermind possible. All the others don't really know how to do it. They're going to lose money. It's the best actual way to move up in the rankings and so on, because Amazon loves it when you just pay them. Because PPC is exactly like that. You pay Amazon for the advertising and go higher. But you need to be great at what you're doing. You need to know the market. You need to know the category. You need to know the product. For me, it's very, very difficult. Other ways are way easier. As I said before, with giveaways, with rebates, I don't know. For me, the best possible is to combine everything. If you can combine everything, you're going to win.
PPC is like the best sure way to success, and the white hat, there's nothing gray area about it. So I think the best launching strategy is Amazon PPC, and go to the specialists for that.
Of, say, PPC on the Amazon platform. Again, we stick to the Amazon platform because, a boring product being advertised on Facebook is just going to cost you a lot of money. It's not going to make you a lot of sales. But certainly in the PPC, for a couple of reasons. Number one, it allows us to stand out a little bit, get to the top of that search term that consumers are using, that's for sure. But also with some of the changes on Amazon on back-end keywords now being shortened, if you've got quite a lot of keywords, back-end stuff that you want to use, utilizing some PPC at a very low level can be very beneficial in order to get your product in front of people that are maybe using some more odd words or, odder words to describe the product that they're looking for, or maybe say some long tail stuff that they're using, or they're using maybe even some usage. So maybe somebody is typing in a key phrase, putting in the word for, as in FOR, and then what they want to use it for. So utilizing PPC for that is very useful, but always at a very low level, something that's certainly not going to break your bank.
The next thing, once we've established, okay, maybe you have something that is the right product, then it's understanding listing optimization, making sure you have keywords in your listing, making sure your images are optimized, that you're using all 7 images, that you have good bullet points, good copy. From there, we need to figure out a launch strategy, setting up sponsored ads, being aggressive. If you're starting out with no reviews, early reviewer program, being aggressive on your price, and figuring out a launch strategy. If there's certain target keywords that you want to rank for, can you compete for those keywords? Which keywords should we target? What does the reviews look like on the first page for those keywords for competitors? And then once we decide on keywords, then it's coming up with a launch strategy to get the product ranking. With new products, new ASINs, sponsored ads, and being aggressive helps a lot in terms of ranking. So going aggressive on an auto and a broad match campaign can be really helpful.
So with the display ads, and that's something that's been shifting around because they're mingling they're changing around as far as the how they're naming. Like say product display ads versus sponsored display ads, which are two completely different things, but now they've merged the name to say like, okay, these are both sponsored display ads, but they're completely two different. One's internal, one's external. as far as like say product display ads or what we traditionally see, usually it's you can use different product images, but it's not necessarily a lifestyle image. You have that flexibility in those headline ads, the sponsored brand ads, in order to use lifestyle images. But most of you, if you go out there and look, most of your competition, they're just using the classic, oh, I've got the biggest picture of my product as the main image. People don't care. Compel them to click through to your ad and then see your whole portfolio of products. Don't try to sell them on just the ad itself.
A guide to handle your PPC. If you're going to handle your PPC by yourself, okay, 80% of the times you're going to lose lots of money. That in the first business, it's very important not to lose this.
For the keyword research, I use some tools. At first, I will mention Helium 10, and the second tool is Analyze. Analyze.com offers very good data, but you have to know how to use this data. And Helium 10 offers good data in comparison to other products. So it depends on the product you try to sell. If it's a very generic product, which also other sellers offer in a similar kind of product, so you can use Helium 10 because you can check out, which keywords my competitor is ranking for, and try to catch them to put it inside your own listing. If you use a very niche product, it's hard to find a competitor because maybe there is no competitor on Amazon, or there's only a competitor which is very bad and not optimized listing. So you can't get the information from this listing because it's not so good. Then you have to analyze maybe the niche of your product. There are some keywords customers searching for. And it's very there are a lot of different strategies to get keywords, but this is if I don't have this keyword online and can't use any keyword report for my advertising, I would start in this way. So if I have a listing, I can put the keywords I get from Helium 10 or Analyze inside this listing, and I start to selling. And as well, at this time, I also started an auto campaign, and Amazon promotes my product on different areas in the website, on its website. And after some weeks, I can also check this keyword report of this auto campaign, and Amazon is telling me which keywords leads to a sale. And these keywords are very important for my product, so I have to check if I have these keywords or these search phrases the customer types in have in my listing implemented. If not, I try to do this, and that's the way. The second thing I do to get the best keyword.
Right. The benefit of Amazon ads is that if you think about it, the customer journey starts on Amazon with the search. They go down the funnel by clicking on an Amazon listing out of search. They purchase on Amazon directly. And so they don't really leave the Amazon funnel. That makes Amazon ads pretty interesting in the fact that you can attribute the ROI directly, right? I spent this on clicks. I got this back in revenue. My cost of goods is this. My Amazon fees are this. And after that, at the end of the day, I'm left with a profit of X dollars, right? So that's interesting. You can still deliver a similar ROI with Facebook and Google, but there's a little bit more plumbing that you'd have to install, technically speaking, to measure that same ROI. So another distinguishing point.
And then, of course, sponsored ads.
Amazon has changed so much lately, and pretty much a lot of the things that used to work back in the day, I'm sure you know that it's pretty against terms of service. So the ways to market and get sales and drive traffic is getting more concentrated into either Amazon PPC.
One thing I will mention here is if you pay money to send traffic to a bad website or a bad listing, your product will not convert. And so, if you think about traffic and conversions as two levels of a funnel. You're driving traffic to your site or to your listing or to your ASIN, depending on where it is. And once that traffic gets there, the question is, am I converting this traffic at a high enough tilt? And so that's the other major failure that we would see is somebody throws 100 ASINs onto Amazon. They have failed to do the brand optimization. They haven't done the hard work to get the listings optimized. Now they start pumping cash into PPC campaigns. So they're getting eyeballs on these listings, but they're not converting because they're bad listings. And so Amazon in particular is really, really good at seeing those low converting listings and punishing you by harming your organic search, right? I mean, everyone's heard of the halo effect. That's the opposite, where if you can put the fuel of an advertising dollar behind a really, really strong listing. I mean, this listing is differentiated in the way it appears. Your product is easy to understand. Your customer understands what they're getting when they purchase it. All of a sudden, you're going to pop up higher on Amazon's organic rankings. And you're going to, and really Google does the same thing. Google Analytics is very good at measuring how effective your Google ads are at driving relevant traffic to your website. So if somebody comes and realizes, oh, this was a bait and switch. I thought you were selling me one thing and now you're selling me another. Well, the performance of your Google ads is going to go down also. And so one of the bigger issues that I see is again, not taking the time to fully develop the funnel, not just the traffic, but the conversion side of the funnel. And as a result, seeing their products not sell.
So you told me lifestyle images and just good images is very important to run a successful PPC campaign. What other elements on the listing are crucially important that we have to?
Well, certainly, yeah. I mean, images is probably the biggest because it's compelling. It's visually compelling. You know, Amazon's going to start rolling out video here into advertising this year. And that's going to change the game again, you know, because it's going to, you know, you can advertise on images. There's also some other, I mean, Amazon's constantly making changes, but certainly doing some kind of split testing. Ultimately, similar to what I had mentioned earlier, as far as take the time, if you've identified what your top 3 or 4 converting search terms are, or keywords are through the advertising, go back out to Amazon or whatever, you know, Shopify or whatever, you know, platform that you're on, use that keyword, search on there, see how your product compares to what else is out there. You're going to see a difference. Okay, is my price competitive here? It doesn't have to be the lowest. It just has to be in the proper range of what people appear to be looking for. The platform is making decisions based off of past sales history. It's presenting products that it considers to be, here's the best set of products that I'm going to show in order to increase the likelihood of getting a sale. And if you stick out like a sore thumb, either you're the outlier that's going for the premium audience who's not looking for cheap and yours is 5 times the price, then you can stand out and that can be a benefit to you. However, most of your audience, 90% of your audience is probably going for the cheap, option. So there's price parity. Or differentiating yourself, through price. How do your reviews fit into, reviews or your ratings fit in to what else is around you? If you go in and you've got a product that has, 55-star reviews, but then everybody else on that page has 5,000 reviews, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb, but not in a good way. It's not as compelling. The social proof is diminished because, well, there's all of these other options that are clearly proven more than this one product that has 50. So in those cases, maybe the keywords that you're focusing on should be something slightly different where you get a competitive advantage. You've got better images. You've got a better, more focused title on those keywords. You've got a better price point for what people are looking for, and you're surrounding yourself with. You don't have to be exactly like everybody on that page, but do you stand out in a good way or do you stand out in a bad way?
Amazon pay-per-click because it's just works well. Like, we know people are there to buy, so it's so much easier.